Epic Weekend Horror Convention. Take a look. No. Oh, go on.
Sorry.
We've got some lovely ladies and a gentleman who have all been denizens of Elm Street, and we'd like you to welcome them. Thank you all for doing this. We appreciate that, and I'm sorry we don't have a lot of time to spend with you, but we would like to. First of all, Amanda, how are you? Nice to see you.
Oh, I'm well, thank you.
Thank you.
Nice to see you as well.
Well, that's very nice of you to say. Thank you. But you were the first victim of Freddy Krueger in the very first movie, were you not?
Yes, I was.
And you ended up rolling around that bedroom just a little less than any given Kardashian.
Oh my word, I've never been compared to a Kardashian.
No, you're much better, really. And tell us a little bit about that scene.
Well, it was shot, as most of you know, in a small room that was built inside a sound stage, and it was on sort of like a rotisserie spit type thing, and there was actual men outside cranking it to make it go around, and everything was nailed down and glued down, and I crawled across the floor and went around as if that I was going across the ceiling, and it was really exciting and exhilarating, and I got vertigo. I freaked out.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yep, I thought I was falling, but I was on the floor, and Wes had to stop and come in and calm me down and prove gravity to me, that he was on the ground and I was on the ground and all was well.
And the one thing Robert said about you, that he remembered about you, was that during the movie you were braless.
No, wow, of all the things, you can't think of anything to say about me but that.
Ronnie, how are you? Thank you for showing up. It's nice to have you here. I was a big fan from Nashville.
Thank you.
And I really enjoyed that. You were Nancy's mom, and in typical fashion, you know, a teenage daughter drove you to drink. I think that's happened with a lot of parents, really. You had a scene, and I don't know if it was really you or not, because you met your demise when the flaming body of Freddy was on top of you. Now, was that all stunt people, or were you actually involved in that scene?
Well, Marge died a couple of times, but the one where she was burned up in the bed, I did work with fire, but they decided not to use it. It was considered, I believe, perhaps against the union rules.
Oh.
So, although I did work with it, it wasn't used in the actual film.
Let's talk to Jennifer Rubin now. Jennifer, I have to tell you, we did run one of your movies on my show. It was Little Witches. You remember that?
Yes.
You were a nun, right?
Yes.
It was a chilling movie, wasn't it?
Yes.
You died in that, didn't you?
Yes.
But in the movie, Robert was talking about how you shot that scene with all the mouths on your arm and everything, and that they had actually screwed it up and did the wrong side.
Yes, it wasn't the arm, it was they taped like a condom to my head, and so my head was to explode.
Okay.
And they had that on the wrong side.
And he said that you had written some nasty note on the mirror in lipstick.
That sounds right. That's right.
Monica, my dear, how are you? Nice to see you.
Sorry.
You are the last surviving woman in the final movie that Robert was Freddy in.
I was.
And he also talked about the fact that you were in the water without a wetsuit.
That's
and
right.
Freezing.
Yes, I was. That was. We were in Vancouver in the fall, and I was wearing a very skimpy outfit, and it got smaller and smaller.
I can't imagine why.
Yes, exactly. So by the time the finale happened, I was wearing next to nothing, and yes, you couldn't hide a wetsuit under it. But honestly, to Jason Ritter's credit, he's so sweet. He said that if I was going to be freezing, he would be too. So he didn't wear one either.
Oh, that's so nice.
So, yeah.
Do you find gallantry like that on the set that often?
Not very often.
See?
In fact, I don't remember ever before or since. So, yeah.
Now, in that movie,
He's a special
you actually decapitated Freddy, did you not?
I sure did with Jason's machete.
See that? Not many women can claim to that.
Nightmare on Elm Street was one of the first movies I ever had seen, and definitely the first horror movie. And I think the last until Freddy versus
I
Jason.
heard it really upset you and you couldn't sleep
I
for
couldn't
like a
sleep.
while
No,
after that?
I just got so thin. I had like circles under my eyes, and I just said, like, there's this guy, this man, and he's gonna kill me. He's gonna kill me. He's gonna kill me if I fall asleep. And they were like, is it your father? And I said, no. And they said, well, it's your grandfather, one of your uncles? And I said, no, what? They're all firemen and cops. What are you talking about? And I said, his name's Freddy Krueger. And anyway, they had to take me to the special pediatrician, and it was a whole thing. So anyway, long story short, I just remember my mom got me this newspaper article finally about 2 years into it of Robert in his makeup and out of his makeup, and the whole thing about Robert Englund and Freddy Krueger. And I just remember taking it to my bedside table, and for about almost 10 years, when I went to sleep, just saying, like, it's not real, it's just a character,
And then
it's
you
just
go
a
and make a
movie.
movie with it.
Well, I know, but I remember saying, when I grow up, I'm going to be an actress. I'm never going to make movies that scare little kids. And the first, and the first one to come on my table, that I came across was Freddy versus Jason. And I just thought, oh my gosh, what would my little self think? And then I read the last couple of pages where I decapitate him, and I was like, yes!
Yeah. A woman standing up for herself.
That's right. It was very cathartic.
Very cool. And Robert Russler, how are you? Nice to see you.
Good. First of all, I have to apologize. That was sort of a last-minute appearance tonight because Sean Clark never tells me anything. Some reason he's got something against Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2. And we know it was supposed to be The Girls of Elm Street, and I figured if Mark Patton's not going to be here, I would represent.
How did Freddy kill you in that movie?
I don't remember. I was so stoned the whole time that I don't remember a thing about the whole shoot. I mean, I was just nothing but a menace. Robert Englund was great to work with, but, he was so friendly and so warm and hospitable in the morning, and we would talk, and Robert loves to talk, by the way. After about an hour or two in the makeup, I would continue the conversation and say, Bob, I'm going to go get a coffee. Would you like a coffee?
I think everybody remembers you with Robert Downey in Weird Science. What would you like to work with a future Iron Man?
Well, I was so drunk, I don't remember.
Did your dad work at Universal
He
Studios?
sure did, yeah. My dad was a Teamster at Universal Studios for many years, so I grew up on that lot.
Oh, wow.
Cheer for the Teamsters, damn it!
Be better or they'll turn out the lights.
Yeah, so my first movie was at Universal Studios, and the real funny story about that is I knew almost everyone on that lot, from Scotty the Guard to Silent Gus to the head. I mean, they called Silent Gus because he wouldn't stop talking, much like Mr. Englund.